This is Karen Ranzi of feelfabulouswithfood.com and superhealthychildren.com. As a 27-year raw vegan, so many people ask me, don't I miss cooked food in the wintertime or in the colder weather? Because I live in a northern climate. But there is plenty of fruit, and there's also lots of greens and vegetables all throughout the year. And there's so many beautiful seasonal fruits. Look at all these wonderful seasonal fruits that I love to bulk up on in the colder weather. And then I also think that people tend to rationalize and say that there's not enough fruit coming in the winter that's ripe or in the colder weather. But this is not really true, because fruit is flown in worldwide, and many countries have warmer climates in certain parts of their country where they are getting enough fruit. I have not found it to be a problem in 27 years. Then there's also leafy greens. I want to tell you, you don't want to eat cold food in the middle of the winter or in the colder weather. Sometimes there's cold days in the fall and even in the spring. I take my vegetables out of the refrigerator at least a half an hour to 45 minutes before I'm going to eat them. I don't like eating them cold. I want to make my salads from vegetables that are at room temperature, and then they're really comfortable to eat. In addition, I sometimes like on a colder day to have some of the more dense ingredients, such as a little bit more nuts and seeds than I would usually eat, or avocado. I still keep my food plan pretty low in fat, but in the summertime, when I get lots of local fruit, I'm probably eating even more fruits and veggies and less in the way of fat, maybe 10%. And then in the colder months, I might have between 10 and 15%. So not that much more, but I am enjoying preparing a very simple pizza or a hummus or something that is a little bit more dense. Also, sometimes I like to prepare a nice raw soup, and what I'll do is I will keep my blender on a little bit longer so that the soup warms up, because the longer you keep it in the blender, the warmer it's going to get. But you don't want it to be hot because it can actually get cooked. So if you want to stay raw, you're gonna turn it off and see if when you put your finger in, how it feels. And if it's warm, that's what I want, but I don't want super hot. Then I also look at the temporal qualities of food. So there are foods that are more warming, there are foods that are more cooling, and there are foods that are more neutral. And I teach this in my vegan certification course. So if you're interested in going really deep with that, you might want to look in my description to find out more. But what I do is I look at the temporal qualities of the food, and are you aware that a food like pecans are actually very warming? So it's great in the wintertime to create a simple dressing with pecans. So something like pecans and tangerines, a very simple dressing that can be blended up and poured on your salad, will be more warming because pecans are a more warming food. The last two that I want to talk about are using a dehydrator, if you have one, to warm something up so that it's not really cold. So if I have taken zucchini noodles out of the refrigerator and I'm making a raw pasta dish with a marinara, let's say, and I want to make it a little warmer, instead of putting it in an oven, I'm going to put it in the dehydrator, which will heat it up at a lower temperature to preserve the nutrients in the food. And so I will put it into the dehydrator. Today, I'm preparing some delicious raw vegan burgers with just a small amount of pumpkin seeds and hemp seeds. So they are low fat, they are very filling, and they've got lots of veggies, including mushrooms, which are really meaty. And I'm going to put them into the dehydrator to warm them up. The last thing is exercise. We need to get exercise throughout the year. Exercise is not only for the warm weather. I exercise year-round. I love jumping on a rebounder. I love going hiking. And I do that and I feel warm afterwards. If you want to maintain body warmth, that's what you need to do. And I also recommend, if it gets really cold, instead of putting your heat up, put on a hat, put on warm clothing. That's much better than turning up your heat. So get that exercise to warm up your body and dress warm on the really cold days. I hope that you've gotten value from this video. And please like and subscribe. Feel free to comment on any way that has helped you during the cold days, what you've done for yourself and your family. I love to hear your comments. And also, if you are interested in becoming a vegan and raw food health coach, check out my link in the description below for my free masterclass and also a way to book a free call with me. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.